All right, welcome back to Conversation Convo Combos, and today we're gonna be
I'll
again,
say another little
yeah,
freestyle.
another playful freestyle.
I got a topic we can start off with. We were just talking about it before we hit record, so we'll rewind what we were talking about back a bit. So, to catch you up, we were talking about kind of like a paranormal stuff.
Experience. Well, not experiences, but
well,
like if we were gonna put ourselves
in
based
that
into that
situation,
situation.
like going to like a haunted asylum
Yeah,
or just an abandoned building or
yeah.
anything like that. Um,
I love the aspect of it, but like I said,
see,
I don't know how.
like I said, if for people who know him or don't know him, Charlie or Critical or Penguin Zero, he's a gamer, but he also has has a firm belief kind of in aliens, but he
Fuck, what was that game that he was in
is a
that just came out?
skeptic of Dispatch.
There we go.
But he kind of doesn't make fun of ghosts, but he like you could tell he doesn't really believe in it. He's the type of person where he's like
He wants to experience it. Like he wants to see what all
he's
the
like, okay, you guys are saying ghosts are real, then I'm gonna do everything I can, put myself in every single bad situation so I can experience it. So then I could say,
Wait, has he played with a
I
Ouija
believe
board?
him. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, he's been around a Ouija board before. But
Well,
actually,
being around it and actually using it is two different aspects.
well, the reason I say been around it is because I can't confirm because my memory is failing me right now. Because I watched the most recent.
Gonna have to get some alpha brain, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got so much shit going on. I'm surprised I didn't. I would be shit faced if I remembered it. But, yeah, because his not most recent video, but his most recent video to do with haunted, he teamed up with another YouTube channel or two YouTubers, and basically did ghost hunting. He went to I think it was a hotel that was supposed to be haunted, and they used a Ouija board, and they have all the tools. They have the spirit box thing. They got the bells and whistles. They got a decent amount. So they tried it. They have the headphones where you listen, and people around you ask questions.
Oh, EDP.
And basically EDP and voice box and stuff like that, where it answers and they say what they heard, and so on. But I think I wouldn't necessarily go like, it's like, oh, this asylum is known to be absolutely haunted and people have gone in and come out totally changed or whatever. I would probably want to visit. I wouldn't go in and
Or
go deep or stay the night. My interest is more in
the interaction, or is it
no abandoned? Like, oh, this place is abandoned.
Well, it's the places like those are more ones that couldn't obviously they weren't able to afford the rent.
Yeah,
they weren't able to
there's
keep
abandoned
up, upkeep.
There's
and stuff
abandoned
like that.
malls and stuff like that. I would love to go in an abandoned mall and just see the nostalgia of this escalator. There was a chandelier in this mall, or abandoned hotels where it's like, oh, this is.
But even those, you're not getting ghosts, but you're getting people who actually
squatters, stuff like that.
No, not even squatters, but people who found that as a home. People find that as their sanctuary, so they actually they're homeless people or whatever like that, or maybe they're on drugs or whatever like that, and they decide to chill. Because I've seen videos where they they explore abandoned malls and stuff like that, and there's maybe one person that's chilling there and stuff like that, hey, we're not here to do anything. We're just
that would be a squatter. A squatter is a person who stays in an area that they're not supposed to, but they've been there for an extended period of time.
And okay.
Basically,
no, because I was thinking on the aspect of them actually officially living there, they got a fucking little pot food and stuff like that. Is that still qualified as a squatter?
Yeah, you could use that. That could be technically a squatter.
Oh, okay. Right.
But
I just didn't know the parameter of squatters.
Squatter is
basically... I'm not expert, guys.
A squatter, all you need is a sleeping bag and then you're considered a squatter.
So would you call people waiting out at GameStop as squatters?
I mean, if you were told to, if there was a sign saying that it was abandoned, or there was a sign saying condemned. If there's a sign that says abandoned,
I'm just trying to get educated here.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you could look up the actual definition and get a more accurate. But to my knowledge, if there's a sign that says like abandoned or condemned or whatever, or this has been seized by the town or the state or whatever, no one's supposed to be in there. Yeah. But a lot of times people will go in there and then they'll get ready to tear it down, and it's like they look in the building and they're like, oh, there's someone in here, and like, you need to get out. And it's like, no, I've been in here for a couple months now, I'm not leaving. And then it comes in where it's like, okay, we get the police, and a lot of times the police will go in and drag them out and be like, you're getting out, and then they tear it down like nothing happened. But the correct procedure would be the police would have to basically go to the courts, get a warrant or a issue for removal, and basically be like, this is not. Yeah, they have to. This is not your building.
They have to go through the whole like proper procedure.
The problem is you don't know if that person. Yeah, and you don't know if that person owns a portion of the building, or if there's a legal conflict with that person in that property.
There's a lot of perimeters. Gotcha.
Exactly. Okay. There's legality.
Gotcha. But I don't know. For me, in the aspect, like, I love watching ghost videos. I love watching like paranormal stuff. I love Paranormal Activity. I loved the VHS movies. I loved anything that had to do with like camcorder movie type wise. I was like in it. I liked it. I mean, you could say like maybe it ran in the roots because like my dad was a huge fan of it, but it's funny because I like seeing the first person in movies, but I don't really care much of the first person in games. Yeah. Now, when I played Phasmophobia, it was good. It was horrible. It was good because I liked the aspect, but it was just the fact that like it depends on who you're playing with, and like the amount of communication, because that was me, you, and Brendan.
Me, you, Brendan, Sean, and
was there a time that Will joined us?
Nick. Oh, okay, and then Will did join us, and it was me, you, and Will. But the thing is, what was it? You were on PlayStation, and Will was on Xbox, and the same with Brendan and stuff. But I mean, at the time, we didn't use Discord like we do now. We use Discord more. I mean, I guess you could chalk that up to us being noobs at the technology of, commonsensical. Yeah, but you live and learn, and we learned, different tactics on how to communicate, that comes with, trials and tribulations, and, as me daughter's teacher would say, you make mistakes help us grow.
True.
So,
me personally, the way that I feel is that lessons are learned. The reason for that is just, I like the simplicity of messages. The shorter you can make it, the more louder it is. So if you make that saying of like, lessons are learned, it's basically, that pretty much dictates whatever you experience is a lesson that you learn, good or bad, especially the bad ones, because like we all heard the story, no more monkeys jumping off the bed. Point blank and simple.
Jumping on the bed.
Or
same difference. Yeah. I mean, if a monkey jumped off the bed, he'd probably get hurt. That's even worse.
Yeah. But you get what I'm saying. Like, you learn from pain. You learn from, like, experiences that, like, put a little, like, little slap in your lip and stuff like that. Because those are those lessons that we need to learn to kind of, like, dictate and be like, okay, I definitely should do that. Or, like, you dated a girl and, like, she, like, fucked you over really badly and stuff like that. And
that'll be a different podcast.
I know, but...
We dove into that, but
but definitely. It's just... in that criteria, you know what I'm saying? Even, I could put it in so many different ways, but games, it's just that, everything. Yeah, it's just that aspect, so it's just like basically learning from your mistakes. It's like so beneficial.
Well, and I think that's what makes humans so
adaptable.
unique and beautiful is that we strive to find the answers and to improve.
Yeah, but we're the most adaptable.
Yeah.
We're the most adaptable when it comes to certain situations and stuff like that. Where this was the thing that I like learned, and I had to like learn it like constantly. Is that like obviously a dog can be nothing but a dog. A cat can be nothing but a cat. But a human being can learn so many things. But just in that little small message, you got to think of like all your attributes. You know, we're able to have all these senses and stuff like that, but how much do we really tune in? You know, and you got to look at those as I have these 5 senses and I have all these utilities. People stay stuck on the phone. People stay stuck on like, you know, thinking about bills, you know, work and stuff like that. But if you really censor down and you really try to like get down to the nit and gritty and stuff, you're able to really channel yourself. And then when you see the beautiful picture after that, like you got to reel yourself back so that way you can actually fish, you know? So that way you're not over here treading through water and you're drowning because you're suffocating from all these things that are bringing you down. It's like, oh, like, you know, like my wife is making me feel this way, or like my significant other is making me feel this way, or, you know, the bills are like so much weight and stuff like that.
Or my job. And
yeah. But when you take a little bit of like a reel back on that and then like you actually focus on something that you actually enjoy and stuff, then it kind of like reels it back and then you live in that present, you live in that now.
Yeah. And I mean, to touch back on our last podcast, that falls under like, you know, we don't, we ignore our wants. And I'm not talking about, you know, the dopamine wants where it's like, you know, oh, I want this new controller, I want this new game, or, you know, this new makeup came out and it's like waterproof and it's vibrant and it's my color. Like,
you know why I call that though? Because now that because you keep on bringing it up, and now I'm actually able to actually establish what you're actually talking about. It's artificial. It's an artificial dopamine. It's an artificial, like, quick little like get me up.
It's the Splenda of sugar.
Exactly. That's what it is, because you're doing these little quick pick me ups. Like you just got paid, and then you go to Best Buy. And then you see all these fancy gadgets and stuff like that. And, you know, you want to treat yourself.
Yeah.
But then you got to think about your needs and wants. Okay, I have rent. I have the electric bill. I have this, and that. What am I allowed to spend?
Well,
but what do you want and what do you need? But when you go into the want, because that's what it is. There's want and then there's want.
Yeah.
Because the want is... it's not only beneficial for you, it's beneficial longevity. It's what you're investing in.
Yeah.
So if you're going to invest in the laptop, that's a great investment because you have something that's portable, bing it up, pumped it up, whatever like that.
And the big thing is becoming like you said, the longevity of it. Are you going to use it? If I buy a laptop and I'm like, oh, I'm buying a laptop because I want to play Sims, and then I buy a gaming laptop that's like, you know, $1,500, and then I play Sims, and then I turn it off, and then I play Sims, and then I turn it off, and I do that for years and years and years. Well, then that became a artificial.
What are you reaping the benefit out of it?
Exactly.
You gotta reap the benefit out of it, like
longevity,
like headphones. Headphones. It's very versatile because they all come with Bluetooth. So. With that just being alone, you are able to, if you're going to be listening to a podcast, especially if it has, the gym, especially if it has that aspect of where you can hit a little switch on the side and then you could noise cancellate or you can still hear people while you're still listening to music, that's a benefit. It's not much of a, you know, it's not,
it comes down.
It's not killing you, but at the same time, it's, you know, it's benefit. It's slightly killing you, but
versatile.
It's still benefit. Yes.
And when you're buying stuff that's versatile and beneficial longevity wise. That's when you start dipping into, okay, like I'm going to go and get a fishing license. Again, you go and get a fishing license, go fishing once, and then never go fishing again for the entire year.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, that was more of a artificial want. You gotta, and that comes down to you gotta dig real deep and be like, what is my want?
Yeah.
We sound like Charlie Brown characters, but it really is. It's a deep want of like, you got to find out what your deep wants are, not the wants on the surface that are artificial where you're like, oh, like I said, makeup or
I would say desire, but I feel like desire is more on like a fantasy type of aspect.
Yeah.
So it's just
that's really what it is like when you think about it, what do you fantasize about? And it's like, well, I fantasize about, listening to my music on these new, the newest Dre beats. It's like, okay, but what do you really like? What is something that you could see yourself like using every single day? Like you couldn't, like, if you lost it or it broke, you would be like deeply upset about, like, or if you didn't do this, your like whole life could possibly be changed. Like you've been going fishing every day and it's shooting or hunting or whatever, and you notice now that you've been going fishing or hunting, you're a little more calmer. Like, I mean, and it could stem down to like, I mean, not to go that way, but it could stem to a sexualized where it's like, a man's going to his wife every day saying, hey, can I, you want to do it? You want to do it? You want to do it? And it's like, okay, well, I mean, maybe you need to find your knack that will, like, maybe he starts going fishing on a regular basis. I mean, that's a distraction, for one. For two, you're like, oh, I caught a fish. So you're getting that dopamine and you're getting it over and over and over. And it's not like drinking or smoking or, doing drugs.
It's a natural form
dopamine.
Because it's the excitement building up. It's like, I hate to say it, but it's like when you, like, you text that fine girl that, like, you didn't think you had a shot of, and next she starts talking to you back. It's just like, holy shit. And then, like, certain stuff starts spiking up. Or you finally, you didn't even expect it. You get this promotion at a job that you've been working at.
And I feel like a lot of it stems down to, I mean, let me expand on what you said. That's good and all, but I think if you, like, you hit the girl up that you never thought you had a shot at, she hits you back, and you're like, okay, like, great. It's like, that's the Splenda or the artificial dopamine. But then you start, working into it, like, hey, what's going on? Did you want to, like, I'm going to be going to the movies. Did you want to go with me?
Because that's very tipsy-topsy. It's very tipsy-topsy because it's like either give or take. That was like the other girl that I was talking to, and
exactly,
she kind of, we were good for like 2 solid days, and then next, she kind of like flaked off and stuff like that. Now, I mean, I'll tell you about it a little bit later, but like now where she's at, it's a whole different like ball game. It's a whole different thing because now she's going through certain stuff and everything like that, and it's just like crazy because
it's like I respect what you're going through, but what you're going through shouldn't have
and any effect
on anyone else, because if what you're going through is affecting everybody around you, then you got to look deep and be like, okay, what is going on? Like, who, like, do I need to seek help? Do I need to, like...
Yeah, you got to dive deep in the archives. You got to dive deep in the archives, and then you got to ask yourself those questions.
And it stems down to, like, like you always say when you're working out. You work out, and you're like, I'm tired. No, you're not. Go. Push.
Oh,
push.
Yeah. You talking about that 40%. That 40% I was telling you about.
But that's...
dipping into those reserves.
And that's why, I mean, like David Goggins said, you're only using 40%. That doesn't just apply to working out. That just doesn't apply to, doing at work, getting your work.
I like
it applies to
I love that.
everything.
I love that.
I mean, relationships, everything. We only use 40% because when you get into a relationship, I've noticed you come forward and you're like, hey, I need some space. Like I'm gonna go to the movies, or I'm like me. Let's say I'm like one day I'm like I need some space. Now an average Joe Schmo or an average guy would probably be like, yeah, I need some space. Like, hey Brian, let's go to the library and walk on the trails, and then we'll go to the bar downtown that we went to the other week, which we can get into detail on the podcast. Yeah. But and then we do that, and then I come home and Sierra goes, where have you been? Like you said you were just gonna go to Walmart and then maybe go to the library or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I went to the library, we walked around the trail, and we went around to some new places and stuff. Well, what new place? Then you're like, you're not lying, but you're like, okay, I needed some space to myself or what. Instead of beating around, just be like, hey, I feel like I need some guy time. I need some me time, just like you're gonna need some you time.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do you mind if I head out and do this, like with my bro or my guys or whatever? It's like we're not.
You're just spending time with the guys. You're just relaxing.
Exactly.
You're doing you, and you're enjoying
yourself. And it's like, so long as you were loyal, should be no problem. Yeah. You're not going to no strip club or anything like that.
Yeah, you're not like fucking burying your face in some tits or whatever like that.
So it's like, okay, so you go to the bar, or you go like to whatever, you go to the mall or whatever and chilling out, or you go to Best Buy or whatever it is. So you go there, but at least you engaged with her and said, hey, this is what I'm doing. And then it's like, and you also recognize, hey, I know you're going to need some of your own time to yourself. So, and it's like, you have a common ground, and you're like acknowledging her and acknowledging like, hey, this is what I want. I keep saying need, but that's the issue too, is that people use need. Like, I need to go and spend some time with the guys, and I need some alone time. Instead of saying need, it's a hard chain to break.
We gotta fixate it.
It's like an addiction to say I need. Like
that's why when I was having that conversation the other day, is that like you gotta realize the purpose.
Yeah.
You really do gotta dive deep and realize the purpose, because like if you have a purpose, it's going to speak louder than anything else. It's going to speak louder than needs.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to speak louder than wants. But if you have a purpose, it's going to speak louder than anything, because that's like, I hate to say it, but that's like your God-given right.
Well, that's
like you were put on this earth for that purpose.
That's the remaining percentage of want that you're not reaching.
Yeah.
You're sufficing to these.
You're taking a settlement.
Dopamine, like settlements. And that's what it is. It's like, oh, I'm going to take a set. And it's not to say like, oh, my deep want is like to, go to, the I don't know, Paris, or, my deep want is to go to like somewhere expensive and ridiculous. Like I want to go to Hawaii
Bahamas.
Or Bahamas. Well, I mean, you could even go to the Bahamas, just get a cruise, and you can make payments on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's at least relatively reasonable. Like, and you could work towards that and do a save. But I mean, to say like, I want to go to, Hawaii for, let's say like right now it's winter. So I'm like, okay, by March, I want to go to Paris or Hawaii and
or Ireland.
Stay in a nice hotel, and go out and try all these restaurants and this and that. Like, that's just not reasonable. Like, you gotta this is what I want to do. I want to go to Ireland or Paris or whatever. I want to be able to stay in a decent hotel. And I mean, decent could be like, I mean, I'm not saying like stay in a motel, but I mean, stay in a hotel that has good ratings, 4.5 stars or whatever, has relatively good reviews, and, also go out to eat at, reasonable restaurants. Don't go out. You're not going to go out to, oh man, I heard this was like the best restaurant. It was on Phantom Gourmet or whatever.
The bee's knees.
Yeah, this is Gordon Ramsay's top restaurant. Like, it's like exactly like you said, the bee's knees restaurant. Like, pick a couple restaurants that are they're known in that area, but it's not like
like extra pizzazz.
Like pizzazz. Like it's like $300 for a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Like in golden crust. gold shavings put on your food. Excuse me. But I mean, you got to dig deep and find what those wants are. And I mean, a lot of people don't realize how simple and cheap wants could be. Like I said, my wants are, I want to go fishing again, because that's what me and my grandfather used to do on his boat when he owned it and he was able to walk.
Yeah.
Before muscular dystrophy took him over. And then the same with, I would like to go camping, because that's what I did with my dad. But it was, as the years went on, it got more and more miserable, because it relied on me and my dad doing the majority of the setup and the majority of looking for stuff.
Yeah.
But back then I was a kid. So it's like I wanted to do kid things. I wanted to be a kid. Now that I'm adult, it's like, I don't mind. It's like, oh, I gotta set up.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I feel like age never really matches the maturity. I mean, I feel like you're still allowed to hit around when you get older.
Absolutely.
Like there's no type of restriction, because when you do that type of act your age. It's just like, what the fuck you mean, bro?
Well,
I'm
not talking about. I'm not talking about scaling backwards like an adult.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm talking the other way, where I was a kid and I was being forced to scale up and be like, oh, you're 15 years old. You should be, you got to set this tent up. You got to go and do the dishes.
Yeah, because the thing is, they're applying too much responsibility
on a kid.
That's like you, your kid Serenity, saying oh, you got to pay me rent when you turn 16.
Well, that's like Serenity. Let's say we went camping in a couple of years. So Serenity's 7 or 8. And I was like, oh, Serenity, you need to take these dishes and, walk down with your brother over there to the end of the driveway or the entrance to our campsite and do the dishes down there. And it's like, no, I'm not going to make her do that, because she should be off looking for bugs or playing with sticks or, going with her mom and looking for berries or something.
Yeah, enjoying nature. The moment. Yeah, enjoying nature. You don't want to succumb your kid to so much responsibility, because then
they'll dread it.
You seen that movie? You seen Kick-Ass. You seen Kick-Ass 1 and you seen Kick-Ass 2.
Yeah, where he makes his daughter
literally a bona fide badass, and it benefited her, but at the same time, it's just the way that his partner said to Nicolas Cage is you owed that kid a child life.
Yeah, and you never want
you never want to do that to a kid, because it's just you took away that kid's child life, and now that kid is never able to actually experience a childhood, because now all that kid knows is responsibilities, discipline, and stuff like that. It's gonna speak character and value, but at the same time, when other kids are trying to play with him or her, they're gonna be like, oh, I never experienced that.
Yeah, I don't know how to play this.
You've never had s'mores before? Like what do you mean? Do you live in the cave? No, I just I was taught sharpen these sticks, or wash these dishes, or cut open this animal and skin it, whatever like that. It's more based on a survival and straight discipline. This is it. This is what you need to do, and there's no questions asked.
Yeah, and there's no leeway or And that's why because you were I was breaking that chain and showing you when you were going through that issue, and you're like, oh, I was gonna go chill over Ray's, and and I was like, dude, you want me to come and pick you up and drive you down here to Massachusetts? I literally drove. What was it, 3.5 hours?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Drove 3.5 back and said, "Yo, chill for the weekend. We could cook s'mores on the campfire. You'll enjoy a campfire. And we'll
No,
chill out
because
with
I'm not
Fridges.
gonna lie to you, like that was like obviously that was around like my like obviously like my breakup moment and stuff like that. So it was really depressing and like being at my pops, it wasn't as beneficial. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be as beneficial as I thought, so I already had that aspect in my mind, especially when he kept on seeing me bring stuff in. He's like, oh, how many more stuff are you going to bring? I'm like, dude, you told me that.
You were
like,
dealt cards and you were doing the best you could with them at that time.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's like, you gave me the okay. Mm-hmm. So if you give me the okay, it's like, what did you think? Like, I only had, like, just, like, a bag of clothes, and that's that. Like, no, I have, like, a plethora of
like
stuff that I need to bring down.
Like, and that's the thing that I don't think like our parents realize is that, you know, we're, you know, as a parent, you go into life and you're like, okay, you need to establish like a family, you need to establish like a living situation.
Like the growing doesn't stop. Like after if you got out of the cut or you got out of the picture, okay, you're doing you and I'm doing me. But guess what? I'm still living. I'm still getting stuff. I'm still making money. I'm still doing me. Yeah. But don't ever expect that, like, my limitations, that's where you set it at. Yeah. It's just like, oh, okay, like, well, like, you know, I know that he might have some stuff. Like, I don't have some stuff. I have a lot of stuff because I'm experiencing life. I don't have a leash on my throat that's saying that, like, no, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. No, I'm a living human being, and I'm going to do what I want to do because I am able to do it. I have the paycheck and I have the experience. I'm going to make mistakes, and this is who I am. Yeah. You know, it's not about the whole, like, I came out from you and, like, you know, oh, well, this is where it is, and, you know, like...
That's that.
You know, like, yeah.
And I think that's where, like, why me and you have been able to click and stay in contact is because, I mean, the same thing happened to me. Like, when I moved to North Carolina, obviously I moved into a house, a 2-bedroom house. So I had furniture, I had a bed, I had this, I had that. So when I moved back to New Hampshire, I stuck it in a storage. And then after I stuck in a storage, we moved to Derry, which then resulted in, okay, we picked through the furniture. Okay, this furniture's old. We don't really need it. This furniture's not. So we'll keep it. And then we established we were in a 2-bedroom house. Then we had Serenity. So then we had kids' stuff. So we started establishing that furniture and that stuff, toys and all that. And then it was dressers because, you know, we had Serenity needed a dresser. We needed a dresser. You know, we had stuff in our closet because obviously I have clothes to wear, Sierra, Serenity, so on. But we went from that. Then we were like, okay, we moved to Mass and we put all our stuff in a storage again, which, I mean, just because it's in a storage doesn't mean, you know, your parents invite you in and the storage disappears. Like, I gotta still keep paying for the storage. It stays there. And then whenever I leave your house, I gotta take that storage with me, whether it's moving into another storage or moving it into another place. Yeah. And so when her dad and my wife's dad and stepmom invited us down, it was like
a limited amount of storage.
You guys can come. You guys can come down. I'm like, okay, well, I gotta bring our stuff with us. It's in a storage. Okay. So I brought our stuff with us, and it's like, I don't know if they didn't click 2 and 2 together.
And didn't recollect.
Like, you guys were living in Derry, and you guys had a 2-bedroom and a kid. So obviously you lived in a 2-bedroom. You're going to have 2 bedrooms worth of stuff. So where did you put it all? In a storage. And then you brought it down to Alabama with you. So it's in a storage again. And then it's like, okay, now we need to move into another apartment. And meanwhile, the whole time they were like, oh, you need to establish yourself, especially your dad. Her dad was like, oh, you need to establish yourself. Don't you want, like, furniture of your own, like a bed, a dresser, a couch, this and that? It's like, I don't think you realize we do have that. It's just tucked away in a storage until we get a place. Like, it's not like we don't have stuff. It's not like we didn't establish. Yeah. Like, and then it was like, then they were like, oh, you have so much stuff. Like, I don't know how you fit. It's like, what do you expect? Like, we went from being in a 2-bedroom house to nothing, to a 2-bedroom apartment, to, again, nothing, to then to a 2-bedroom or
you
a 2-bedroom apartment.
You gotta anticipate the volume,
and now
you gotta anticipate the volume.
And now
if you look at that, it's just like, dude, like it's
just
like, well, where
day.
what are you supposed to expect? What are you supposed to expect?
And it's like, now we live in a 3-bedroom apartment, so now it's like, now there's another bedroom, so now there's more stuff. So it's like, okay, now we own a lot of our stuff. So if we go and get another apartment or house, you got to anticipate there's going to be a lot of stuff to move, and for you to be like, oh, I didn't realize you had this much. You have a lot of stuff. You should stop moving. And it's like, stop moving. It's like, you were the one that you told me to get established stuff for myself.
Dude, I experienced that 3 fucking times. The first time when I moved in with my boy Eduardo. The second time was when I moved in with my ex, and then the third time, like I said, it was when I fucking moved in with
preaching to the choir. Preaching to the choir.
Who was my dad. So it's just like literally to go like bang 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 bang, and it's just like y'all really thought the volume was gonna stop at that point. Y'all see this human being and they're like, this is your anticipation, and y'all just automatically assume like, okay, he's just a one body person. Like, no, the growing doesn't stop.
No.
The volume doesn't stop. What stops is that trying to find a destination. That's what stops. Mm-hmm. It's because you need to find a designated destination to keep your shit storage, so that way you can kind of build, and then you go to a bigger storage.
Yeah, I feel like reconfigure the word of destination. It's more about finding, a home that, because what they say home is not about the destination. It's about the people that you're around.
But that's the hard thing, is that trying to
finding that
like I see what you're saying with the definition of home. But the thing is, with the definition of home is like, there's a whole like,
there's a deeper meaning.
There is deeper meaning. It's because when you are home, what do you think of home? Calm, peaceful, relaxed. You're able to be you, because you can, if you want.
I'll give my description of home, and then you could give yours, and we could see like the parts that it touches where it coincides. But when I think of home, I think of like, people that you could be around. You may not necessarily see eye to eye. You may not, like the same sports team. You may not, like the same, whatever, the same politician or the same this or the same that. But at the end of the day, you all like come together and like, hey, we're going to have like Christmas at so-and-so's house and come together and whatever. Or we're going to have, this, we're going to watch this game and have a cookout, come on over, and kind of like we're doing here. But like, I feel like you've got to be able to find those 5 people that we always talk about. The 5 people that you surround yourself around is who you're going to become.
It's kind of like your orbit.
Exactly.
Like, whatever's in your atmosphere.
And that's why, exactly like you were saying, I think the people that when I said home is not a destination, it's a place. It's not a destination. It's just a deeper meaning in general. Is like, you got to find those 5 people that you can surround yourself around. And like I said, I still to this day haven't found all 5. I found a majority of them, but I mean, it's kind of like pieces to a puzzle. And I mean, it's not like, oh, this is a 20-piece puzzle, or this is even a 100-piece puzzle, or a 1,000-piece puzzle. It's a big-ass puzzle. And you're just putting piece by piece by piece, and you get mad, and you're like, this fucking piece should fit. This piece should fit. And it's just like the ladder of life, and you're climbing up, and someone fucking spilled oil on the freaking ladder because they fucking wanted to use olive oil on their freaking sandwich or whatever the hell, olive oil on their salad. And literally, that's what it is. It's literally like submit. But I mean, everybody knows that freaking life sucks at times, and you just keep climbing.
I can tell you this though, bro. I can tell you this honestly, like straight up. You're my brother, bro, and you made it feel like home.
Yeah.
If there's anyone that can make me feel as natural as I am and stuff like that, you're the one.
Well, then take your clothes off. No, I'm just playing.
But but in all realness, though, you know what I'm saying? It's just you gotta find those people that you have that in common with. You know what I'm saying? And me and you, we resonated in like so many ways. Like I feel like I actually have a brother. You know, like me and you spending so much, time together and like doing these podcasts and like that's just through thick and thin. You know what I'm saying? We've got into our arguments and we've got into our spats and stuff.
And that's why I was like, I wasn't trying to like say what you said was wrong when you were like, oh, a happy place where, there's no fighting and stuff like that. Because, a home does need fighting. A relationship does need arguments. But you should be able to argue and, it's like a debate. You should be able to debate someone and be like, hey, this is what I believe, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And then this person's like, this is what I believe, da-da-da-da-da. No, what you said, I don't believe in that. That's wrong to me. And da-da-da-da. But at the end of the day, it's like, I respect you. I respect you. You both were woman or man enough to say your point and be transparent and be like, hey, like, and we can't do that anymore.
Yeah. I feel like the key in life is just like communication and like patience.
Yeah.
Because if you have those two solid grounds, then you're able to just, how like that is the most beneficial thing is for a person to actually be nice. Because the world is so fucking cruel. Like these kids nowadays, like even like the teenage and younger crowd, like all this Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, freaking different high schools, middle schools, and shit like that. He dated she dated he, and stuff like that. Well, it's constant.
So I was raised mostly by my great-grandmother. So not my grandmother, but my great-grandmother, because my mom, I mean, that's a whole other.
Yeah.
That's a whole freaking podcast.
I know.
Right there.
That's
probably two or three podcasts.
Yeah.
But I was raised by my great-grandmother, and basically she taught me a lot of the old stuff, like, Mikey, he likes it, like the old commercials and stuff like that. But one thing is like, sticks and stones might break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Everybody's heard that before. Mm-hmm. But I think we live in a day and age where it's like sticks and stones may break my bones,
but words
destroy me.
Yeah, words will definitely break me.
And it's like words destroy me more than sticks and stones. And it's like a lot of people say, like a guy that I worked with was like, oh, we need every job should require sensitivity training, which, I mean, that's a very touchy topic because of the fact
it's a give and take. It's a give and take, but it's just, I think it matters about what the person is going through and like basically like the topic. I mean, I guess that falls upon of what they're going through.
Well,
but
the thing is
environment also.
But the problem is environment that's the big one is environment. Less than what they're going through, because the problem is that you're going to go through shit in your life. Life's going to get worse and worse. I mean, that's the whole point of the ladder of life, that you're going to slip and fall. People are going to put oil on that ladder and you're going to slip and fall. Get over it. You're
like Sylvester Stallone said it the best. It's just like life will beat you harder than any opponent.
And should life take sensitivity training? No.
Yeah.
Like, life's not going to take sensitivity training. So if life isn't taking sensitivity training, then why? I mean, I could see if you're in like an elementary school, or you're in like a school in general, or you're in like nursing, where you are constantly dealing with people who are, dealing with struggles,
their emotions,
and exactly, like kids are developing their emotions. Teenagers are developing their emotions, and they're going through puberty. They're going through, relationships and stuff like that. The same with nursing homes. They're dealing with, my family abandoned me, or, oh, my family doesn't come around. Whereas to like middle-aged people like me and you right now, like if a guy comes up to me and says, hey man, I'm so sorry, like you had a breakup, like okay, like, I'm glad you're sorry for me, but shit happens. Like I'm like,
yeah.
you know, my wife cheated on me, and then she cheated on me when we were dating. Like, all right, like, yeah, it hurts, and it hurt. But I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like, boo-hoo, like, you know, oh, I'm watching a video that talks about cheating and stuff. This really hurts. I'm going to start crying, or I'm going to, like, you know, feel some type of way and stop watching videos that talk about cheating. Like, no. Like, I'm going to still watch the videos. I'm not going to stop watching the person's content. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't want someone to take a sensitivity training just because, you know, I've gone through shit. Like, I want to feel someone's true feelings. Like, I want complete transparency so I can know that person. If a person takes sensitivity training, then essentially that's them basically, like, not being who they really are. Basically, you're asking people to change who they are and be someone who they're not, purposefully.
And that's the thing that I never really like, because dealing with that with my ex, it was just like, I never really liked it.
You're walking
because,
on
like,
eggshells.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was
Why?
like walking with eggshells with her stepdad, walking eggshells with her family, and then walking eggshells, and then, like, when I was around my family, like, I already know how my family is, so it's like I didn't really have to do it, but I know what ticked my dad off, and I know certain things that didn't tick my dad off, and I know what benefit the conversation,
Yeah.
and I know what didn't benefit. And that was another thing too, that's just like when the parents only interact with you when it was worth topics, when it was worth interacting.
That's everybody though. That's daily life. I mean, message Ray.
Oh yeah. Hands down. Oh my God, yes.
People will only talk to you
if
when
you text Ray about
them.
like Stellar Blade, or if you text
Pokemon,
Ray about like
Nintendo,
whatever like that, like, hands down, he'll definitely, like, text back.
Like, I've sent him tons of videos and he literally won't respond. And I'm not asking him to respond to every video I send, because sometimes I send a ridiculous amount of videos.
You do. I'm not gonna lie, you do. I try to keep track, bro, but like,
I don't expect you to. But it's like, everyone, like, if I send you like a text, like,
all right, I'm glad to know that.
I mean, I don't care. Like, I'm not. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Like,
but the videos that you do send, I do see the message, because when you dip into it, then you're able to kind of, like, really understand, especially if you get yourself secluded and you actually watch the video instead of just, like, watching and, like, skipping through, like, okay, what's the message, like, what's the ending point, why did he send me this? And then when you actually watch the video through, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, like the deep
that's why he
it.
sent it to me, because he's talking about this. And then when you do, like, that little, because sometimes you'll send, like, a little small message after you send the video, or you'll send, like, a paragraph, and then I'm like, okay, there's deeper meaning into it.
Because I know
he's not sending it just to send it. He's sending it for a purpose. He's sending it for a reason. He's like, hey, I saw this video,
and I think you'll benefit from it.
Yeah, and I think exactly. I think you would benefit from it, because the way you operate is that you're a helper. You're a helper, and you love to benefit anyone. If you're able to support or help anyone, you know, that's beneficial for you. For me, like, it's a little bit on the same aspect, but, like, I'm not trying to bring it towards, like, zodiac signs, but, like, for me, it's like, I feel like personally, like, I want to be that hero. I want to be the main character. So I try to go above and beyond. And what I need to do is that I need to restrict myself from that, because
you're too much of a savior.
Yeah, being too much of a savior, you're not looking out, like how you said, you're not looking out for number one. Because if I'm helping out all these people, but then I'm not looking out for number one, then I'm going to get fucked over. Yeah. But if I looked out for myself and then looked out for other people, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it doesn't require you sending money. Sometimes it doesn't require you, you know, like, driving down there and stuff like that. Sometimes all it requires is just like, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? Like just being an open ear, or being a shoulder to cry on and stuff like that. Because, like, we all cry. We all bleed, you know? Yeah. Because sometimes, like, you said it the best, like, life gets hard and there's no pause button. So, like, for you to be able to find that person who is kind of like a pause button, that you're able to elope yourself and kind of like take the pressure off your shoulders.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is still there, but you're at least expressing and telling yourself, because when you keep that concealed and held in inside, I noticed that it just like it buries you deep. And that's what I've known based on. But as I'm getting older and getting more mature and educating myself, I'm learning about my emotions. I'm learning about like, how to extract people's emotions and actually listen to them. Be in the conversation. Be in the room. Don't be like, oh, like you're talking to me and stuff like that, and then like I'm over here like thinking about like my Amazon order, or I'm like thinking about like, oh, am I gonna go see this girl tomorrow and stuff like that. But being in the room and actually talking to the person and conversing with them and connecting with them and being like, hey, like listen, like I know what you're going through, like because I've been there, saying I haven't experienced what you experienced, but I had like a good like gist of it.
And I think that a lot of times the word and that's why I say saying that sensitivity training is pointless is a naive and ignorant statement, because sensitivity training is not necessary, but it is a good utility.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I mean, it's just, it comes down to, people's situations, and, if someone's in a situation and you could help them, then why not help them? But, I mean, I just looked it up. Gemini is known for being helpful, especially through their excellent communication, quick wits, and social skills, offering verbal support, ideas, and networking assistance.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, there's proof in the pudding. It's just, like I said, it's just, you don't want to believe in that stuff, but at the same time, like, if you really, like, go diving deep in it and you extract from it, it kind of, like, is, like, really, like, it's kind of copy and paste. It really, like, it really kind of extracts what you are personality-wise. Now, is that who you are as whole as a person?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but as you continue on and you grow more mature, you might kind of like
exhibit some of those.
Yeah, you might dabble into it, get a little small like pointers and cues, but you'll still be yourself and a human being and do your own thing, because that's what it is all about, is that you do your ins and outs, but you're still yourself. Now, do you have to be straight up cut and dry? No, but you're still gonna have those same type of traits, whether it's from your family roots or your zodiac signs. You're gonna get those X's and O's. You're gonna get those ones and zeros or those ones and twos, because it's bound to happen.
Yeah, and I think some people take it overly seriously, and others don't take it seriously at all, and they're just like, oh, you're just spewing shit. And it's like, no, it's what it is the issue is that the zodiac thing and all that is like a generalization of like, this is your personality relatively. If it varies, that's just because you're a human being, which every human being is unique. Every person is unique. So you may exhibit all these traits, but there's other traits that you'll also exhibit that are different from another person with the same zodiac. So as a Gemini, I might exhibit quick wits, social skills, communication, verbal support, ideas, and network and assistance. But I might also exhibit other traits that might be found in another zodiac sign, which could make people be like, oh, well, see, he's not really a Gemini because he shows signs from this zodiac sign. Well, no, not necessarily. It's the fact that he has a lot of the Gemini, traits, but he also shows traits from other zodiac signs, because guess what? In the end, his dad might not be a Gemini and his mom might not be a Gemini, so he might be picking up traits from those two zodiac signs coming together.
You see, that's another factor, and then another, I guess you can call it how do you call it? Conspiracy?
Continuation or
continuation, but like a little bit of a theory. A little bit of theory.
Yeah.
Is that we absorb certain other zodiac signs. Also, if you've been with them for a certain amount of time, because they like to say that like we kind of like stop being sponges at a certain age, because like when you're young, you're a straight up sponge.
Yeah.
But like we exhibited based off of your diet around people, you're still, because like I've noticed certain ways that like I laugh, I still do certain laughs that you do. I do facial expressions that you do.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why did I do that? I'm like, oh, because he does.
I see him doing it.
Yeah.
Because we imprinted memory, we see someone do it and then we repeat.
Because like sometimes when I do something funny, you're just like, or you'd be like, and when I do something funny, you'll do like whatever I did for a facial expression, and it's just like keeps on. But it's because we're close, and whoever you're around with, you still, because if you see me drinking, then you might have a beer, or you might have like a glass or two, or you see me working out, it's like, oh, okay, he's like over here lifting weights. Or if you see me reading the book, you might start doing your story. It's just what you're whatever observant of, you're gonna do the exact same thing, because you're extracting what you see visually. Now, if you didn't see me at all, then you might be just, going on YouTube and just watching whatever you want to watch, or, obviously you're tending to the kids, or, you're doing you and stuff like that. And if I didn't see you, then I'll probably be either, watching something on Netflix, or I'll be drawing or whatever like that, getting back into my habits. It's just whatever we exhibit, we'll do the exact same, especially if we're around the person. Even if we're not even around the person, sometimes we might even do the same thing as that person, because we'll see them, or we'll think of them, and we're like, you know what, like Mike was doing this, why don't I give that a try? Or like Brian was doing this, so why don't I go ahead and, put this inside there, you know what I'm saying? Or try this workout out, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just whatever we are exhibiting or seeing, that's how we kind of orchestrate in our lives, because we're absorbing it based off what we see.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, it goes to a huge plethora. But hate to put the pin in the coffin, but that is going to do it for this podcast, and we will see you guys very soon. Enjoy your weekend.
Peace.